Hey guys, just play Pokemon Snap. This came out in 1999 for N64, and I have really fond memories of this game because this game was pretty much, I believe, the first 3D Pokemon game. Is that right? Because Pokemon Stadium was actually the first one where we actually saw 3D Pokemon battle, but this is actually the first 3D Pokemon game that we've seen. That predated, of course, Pokemon Stadium. So yeah, like I remember seeing this at the local Kmart and Zellers and stuff like that. And back in the day, they would have these game consoles hooked up, just in the mall, right? So I remember seeing Pokemon Snap hooked up there to the little TVs they have in the mall, and I just played a lot of Pokemon Snap just in the mall actually. And it's a really cool game just to show off, I guess, to kids. Because I mean, Pokemon just is such a huge thing. It was such a huge deal at the time. Everyone was crazy over Pokemon, right? Pokemon trading cards, Pokemon anime, and of course the games. So everyone was crazy about Pokemon, and just to have a 3D game, Pokemon game at the time is you know, even if it was just like essentially a rails shooter, you know, that's really made people interested, right? Because it's like, okay, we didn't expect a game taking pictures of Pokemon. We expected Pokemon battling game, like that's what Pokemon Stadium eventually turned out to be. But even, you know, we were just like kids back then, right? When Pokemon was big, we just wanted any kind of game with featuring Pokemon, just any kind of game. And Pokemon Snap was fine. I mean, it's not the Pokemon game we expected, but it turned out to be kind of cool in its own right. You can take pictures of Pokemon. It's kind of cool in its own right. And yeah, it's just, I saw this game when I was a kid and I was like, oh man, 3D Pokemon, unbelievable, right? Because Pokemon at that time, we just saw in a Game Boy, like a little tiny Game Boy low resolution screen at that time, and you see like these Pokemon in 3D and Pokemon Snap, and it's like, oh, amazing, right? It's like, yeah, so even though it's just taking pictures of Pokemon, doesn't matter. It's still a big deal for me at the time. I think a lot of kids thought that way. It's a big deal to a lot of kids back then, because it's like, wow, 3D Pokemon. Yeah, 3D Pokemon, anything 3D Pokemon is good. Yeah, just even if it's just a, you know, on-rail shooter like this. But yeah, it's still kind of a unique game, actually. I think you send these pictures to Professor Oak, he'll rank them and stuff. And then there's a lot of there's like a secret course that you can unlock, secret Pokemon that you can only capture. You can get them to like come out at certain times, or use a special item for them, I believe. Butterfree 30. Oh, this is back when we all used film cameras. It was back in '99. I think we all used film cameras back in '99, right? Digital cameras weren't like super popular back then. Yeah, I think back in the 90s, like most people still use film cameras. I know my parents did. And, like camcorders. I remember my parents in the 90s, they were using like cassette tape camcorders, and they were using oh, Kangaskhan, and they were using, of course, film cameras. With film cameras, you got to be really careful about the tape, about the film that you have, because you have. It's not like today where you can just snap. You can snap pictures using your smartphone, and you're only limited by the amount of memory in your smartphone. Back in the day, when you had film cameras, you had to be like very cognizant about the amount of film you have left. So you can't just like go around taking pictures of food like nowadays. Everyone does that. Like back in the day when you had film cameras, you got to be very conservative, right, about your film taking. Yeah, so you don't want to like waste film basically. And then you can't even like preview them. You got to go into a dark room to develop them. So it's like you can't even preview your film. Sure, I got to choose which pictures to show. Album art for shoot, okay. Wait. Let's show the, how come I can't choose the other ones? Choose the pictures of Oaks Mark. How come I can't choose? I wonder why it's not, why doesn't it let me choose here? Choose which pictures to show. Okay, why doesn't it let me do that here?
Welcome back.
How come I can't... How come I can't show those to Professor Oak? That's weird. How come I can't show those pictures?
Yes.
Are none of them good or something? I wonder what happened there. Yeah, I wonder why I couldn't show those pictures to Professor Oak. I wonder if none of them were good. There's got to be some of them that were good. Okay, let's see. Let me try again. See if I can take some good pictures, better pictures this time. But yeah, imagine like back then, you can't preview your pictures, you had a limited amount of film. So the pictures that people took back then really had to be good pictures. Like you can't just do it like, you know, 10,000, like these days like people use Instagram, right? So they just like go to a spot and they take like all these people on Instagram, they take like 1,000 pictures just to post on Instagram. You know, they take so much time to get the right picture. Like, no, you can't do that with a film camera. It's like you have limited pictures, just get like 1 or 2 pics and you're done. Yeah, just get 1 or 2 pics and you're out of there. And there's none of this like posing, taking 30 minutes to pose for taking like 1,000 pictures. No, can't do that back then. Let's see. Oh. Meowth to chasing Pidgey, Jigglypuff. What is this thing? Oh, the Kangaskhan's gone. I think Mew is even in this game. Yeah, because Mew was just, when did Mew come out? Like, Mew is the 151st Pokemon, right? But Mew actually wasn't in the original Pokemon game. But Mew was considered part of the original generation. And I think Mew was just... Mew must have been just newly released at the time, I think. I remember it's the time of the first movie, Pokemon the first movie. It was around 99, I think. And Mew came out. So I think Mew is in this game, but it's on the last course. I think it's only Mew that's in that last course. Okay, why can't I choose the pictures? I'll choose which pictures to show to Professor Oak. Okay, why can't I choose them? Why is it blacked out? I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't understand. I can't seem to choose the pictures here. Let's choose which picture. Yeah, I want to... Why is it blanked out here? It's so weird. So I don't really get this. I can't seem to choose any pictures. So anyways... That's unfortunate. I don't know what's wrong. I don't seem... for some reason I can't choose any pictures to show them, which means I cannot actually go to the next course. So I'm stuck. But anyways, this is a bit of Pokemon Snap. I remember playing this game back in the day in a mall. I didn't have an N64, but I remember playing this game at a mall. And it was pretty fun. As a kid, just seeing 3D Pokemon is really, really cool. This was the first game that we got here that showed 3D Pokemon. So yeah, just a kind of unique, interesting Pokemon game. So it's not a battling game or anything like that. It's just kind of unique. So yeah, and now there's a sequel, of course, new Pokemon Snap. So yeah, clearly this game has a cult following. So because it's just kind of its own thing. It's unique. So anyways, it's just kind of interesting. Nintendo released this as the first 3D Pokemon game, and it's about taking pictures of Pokemon. But surprisingly, yeah, pretty interesting and charming. So it's guys, Pokemon Snap. Thanks for watching.